Hey everyone, thanks for joining Rich Mentality today. We're going to go over basically the inspiration behind this one, which is heavily influenced by Warren Buffett. Um, if I believe if you suffer from mental ailments like the ones that I do, one of the best ways to ease and calm your mind is to focus on the abundant mindset instead of the scarcity mindset. Abundant mindset's evil brother, evil twin, which is basically and then a subset of the abundant mindset is the rich mentality, which is what this channel is meant to be all about. It's to better your relationship with your mind and money. If it doesn't help you do that, it helps me do that, at least by providing this value, or at least my perceived notion that I'm providing value. And if, one day I can help somebody the way it helps me, then, this is one of the best hobbies I've ever done for myself. So, um, in this stream, we're just going to do some simple math with the basic fundamentals of personal finance, about how much money you need to either become a millionaire or retire. Um, but it's all set in a healthy mental state. Like get away from emotional or impulse actions and reactions and investing strategies. The whole thing is just about being, you know, where you can be more in control of your emotions and investing and money and mind and be in the present, but while also building for your future. A better mindset and wealth for you and your family, maybe even generationally. So, just like some of the basic fundamentals is, as of right now, historically, we have you know over a century of historical data when it comes to the financial markets, um, and uh, you know that's over 100 years, and with that we can historically say that no matter what rolling average or 20-year period that you select in over 100 years, if you invest in the markets, you make money on average 8 to 12% a year yield. So at any point in time ever, you block out 20 years and you made an average of 8 to 12%. So the idea with the abundant mindset and being just you know less emotionally controlled and proactive is, now your goal is, no matter what, you can live in a state of where's my articulation, a state of more ease and calm, if you know and realize that you can set a 20-year goal for yourself at no matter what age you are right now. I mean, maybe not any age. Like you get a little older, and your goals may not be the exact same of the teachings that I'm going to try and do in this stream. But um, the idea though is, no matter what your age up to a certain point is, that you can set 20 years to be happy blissfully within the 20 years of saving and building your relationship with your mind and money. And then at the end of the 20 years, know that you're coming out ahead. So, just starting with some of the simple math is, I have here this calculator from Vanguard where, um, let's do 21 years old and you plan to retire at 67, which is, what is that, 46 years, and you only make an average of the entire span of your 46 years, which is highly unlikely, is only uh, 35,000, 1.2% of your annual income is what you're going to save and invest. Only 1.7%, which is highly unlikely as well, especially if you stay tuned to the channel and slowly, comfortably build yourself into a rich mentality. Eventually, you can get that number as high as 50% or higher, which just massively accelerates your ability to fire, become a millionaire, whatever your specific goals are. It massively accelerate and escalate that 1.7% to much, much, much higher. Um, but the reason why this is kind of set up the way it is um, I wanted to start on the basis of $50 a month. There's absolutely nobody that's going to watch this video that can't say that they can't find a way to save a measly $50 a month. Now, no matter how you put it, there's a way to do it. Whether it's work a little bit harder for the $50, work a little bit smarter for the $50, work a little bit more um, loss of words again, or save on a little bit more things to become to get to find the $50. No matter how you look at it, there's a way for you to find $50 a month. And once you start that first little baby step of a habit like that, you can then begin to progress those habits. And $50 isn't going to be the first $50 that you find or earn. You can accelerate that much, 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 much more once you start building the habits. So the calculator is very simple. You average 35,000 a year the entirety of your 46 working years, which is highly unlikely as well. Um, and you only do 1.7%, highly unlikely as well. You essentially, with that number you see in the calculator, is 550. Okay, I don't remember the equation actually. So, anyways, your actual capital of $50 per month for 46 years ends up being $11,040. That doesn't sound right. How did I come up with that? 600 times 46. Where did I come up with that? See, this is why we do this together. Right? Because if you work the 46 years, you're putting your own $600 each year of those 46 years, which would be $27,600 of your own money, which basically over 46 years, you never even put away 1 year's worth of your money into investing. That's sad. That's actually very sad. That's not the rich mentality way. So it's $27,600 of your own money, but if you see here, you turn $26,000, sorry, 27,600 into 101,700. So, I mean, just that's the mindset that you got to slowly start getting yourself into. Um, with each video you watch here on rich mentality, the rich mentality, the abundant mindset is, you know, be diligent and be consistent. And even in small numbers, you're looking at close to 5xing your initial, I don't want to use the word investment because that sounds, you know, puts that monetary ring on it, because you can apply this to any aspect of life. It doesn't have to just be about money, which is, I know rich mentality is more of like a, clickbait, because so many people care about money. But one of the things that I really hope to do with the channel and the videos, less the live streams and more the 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 time put into editing the videos, which I like to think they're better than the live streams, a lot better, because I'm able to put more time into the scripts and cutting my pauses and uhs and ums and all that bull crap into a nice good video. Is it's not about the money. The clickbait is to get you in with rich, but it's more about the relationship with your mind. The better your relationship with your mind, the money is going to come no matter what. Just like better relationships will come. Just like um, better happiness will come, better living in the present will come. All that stuff just comes naturally the better your mindset is with the abundance mindset, which another subset of the abundance mindset besides the rich mentality is the serve mindset, which I actually wrote about this in a book. You can find it published on Amazon. It's serve and I'm going to butcher my own title to my own book. It's Serve the Mindset Step by Step Rules to a Fast Execution on a New Mindset. I worked really hard on the book. I love the book personally. I try to follow it. But like, I would like to think, like everyone in life is, each day at a time. We can only strive to do better and learn from our mistakes, which is kind of the concept that I write about in the book too. So, um, holy moly, what a tangent. I went on one. I apologize. So, anyways, we're doing these little simple maths with just fundamentals to personal finance. So, you see, with just this equation here, with just $50 a month. That's it. No matter how you found it, whether it was you found a way to save or replace something that you're currently doing to get the $50 a month, or you worked a little bit harder for the $50 a month, you worked a little bit smarter for the $50 a month. No matter how you have it, if you just sock away $50 a month and in a just broad market ETF for 46 years, you turn $50 a month into $100,000. It's really good. So let's do another one. Let's do one that's a little bit more realistic. So let's say the average of 40 years, half of it say you're making 35,000, the other half you're making 70,000. So um, what's half and half of that? Let's just say 50,000, which the bare minimum it would be more realistic. Over your 46 working years, you have $50,000. So, and then also a little bit more realistic, say you're going to save 5% of your money. So that's $2,500 a year. That's it. That's all you got to save every single year for 46 years. And say if you're lucky, you found this channel or a channel like this and you started learning about personal finance and you were lucky enough to start as early as 20 years old. So now 2,500 divided by 12, just so you can get an idea of how much you're saving per month, is $208. Now, it was much easier to sell. There's a way for you to find that $50 each month than $208. But I promise you, the more you get comfortable with the rich mentality, you will be able to find $208 a month. You'll be able to do it. So, um, with that being said, you found the $208. Let's see over 46 years of saving $208 and investing it, how much money you end up coming out with. I actually have to recalculate. All right, so you end up with $424,000. $424,000 just for a measly $208 a month. Does that not seem worth it to you? Does that not make you feel more at ease or calm with like your present day-to-day living? Uh, that new possible relationship you could make with your money to know that you could have that much money um, going into retirement. And then another really cool way to look at it is say you put it all into dividends. So say come retirement, you take $424,000 and you put it into dividends that will yield you, let's say, 4%. You now, for the rest of your retirement, can roll what you made from capital gains and investing for 46 years into dividends and now be guaranteed what was $208 of consistency and a good relationship with your mind and money into a return of 1413 Did I just not say numbers correctly? I think I did. Anyways, let's just say $1,400 so I don't butcher it again while I'm live. Is now you have $1,400 a month for the rest of your retirement. Period. Like that. I mean, you turned. Now, granted, you may not live another 46 years, so that's. I mean, I guess that's the debate or argument that you could bring into the equation. So, I don't know. You're 67, which the next couple of these that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring that 67 age way down, like all the way down to 50, because I think that's more realistic to the type of people that are trying to consume content like this and get educated on. They don't want to actually wait till they're 67. So the rest of these will bring it down to 50. But so say 67, um, let's say you make it to 80. Damn, that's only 13 years. That's rough. Yeah, let's get away from the 67 number. I mean, those aren't the best your best years either. So, um, all right, recalculate. Just by dropping it down from 67 to 50, you lose whoo wee. What is that? Is that almost $300,000? So that last little 17 years gets you an extra 300,000. That's the perfect example of what I'm trying to share here is just how dramatic the 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 length of investing impacts. Because it's Albert Einstein, right? What does he say? The eighth wonder of the world is compound interest, and comp it's compounding. So the longer stretch of time you have there, you have more compounding, and the the compounding is exponential as the base principal continues to grow. So um, I don't know. I mean, I think 50 to 55,000 is realistic for the mass majority. So we're going to leave it around this. But what I want to start getting into is um, I think it's realistic that you can start as young as 21, especially if you're lucky enough to start, getting educated on stuff like this. For me, I was 30, 31. So I'm going to meet kind of like in the middle, let's say 25. And but but once you start really immersing yourself into uh, the rich mentality and stuff like this, this is the number that I really think that no matter where you are, who you are, everyone has complete control over, if that makes sense. Like wh- wh- when you're going to retire and how early you start learning about this stuff in order to do it to begin with. Um, is just going to be so varying for everyone that I just have to pick a random number. Uh, so we have the variable for the equations. Um, I think this is pretty good for U.S. standards, like across the board, like over the course of like the average at the bare minimum over the course of your entire career. But this right here, anyone can control. Anyone. Like if you choose, you can control it. If you're proactive and not reactionary, you you're absorbing this content, you're getting educated on it, you can do it. It's just whether you're going to choose to do it or not. Like there's so many people that I know and I've been talking to about this stuff for years now where I mean that 208 number that we talked about just a moment ago, they can get that $208 a month just off of subscriptions. Bare minimum 208 bucks. I mean, it's crazy. They'll have an Amazon subscription, they'll have a Netflix subscription, they'll have all of them. They'll have like a Paramount, a Disney, a Hulu, um, I mean Prime, I guess. Some sort of like Costco, Sam's Club membership. They'll have uh, I don't know, like crazy little just n- pointless novelty things too, like um, Loot Crate, some sort of camping thing, or uh, they're they're dodging me right now, but I had a few others that I wanted to list. But it's not just like the TV subscriptions. There's like a lot of other kind of like subscription-based things people get sucked into that they just forget about or don't think it's a big deal. But when you add them all up, at the bare minimum, I bet 80% of the people that aren't already following a philosophy or mindset like this can get the $208 that we just came up with earlier that gets you close to $500,000 for retirement, um, can find right now just in subscription services. That's before you even start getting into all the cool stuff like credit card churning, bank account churning, uh, saving on your car insurance by paying 6 months in advance. Stop eating out so much, grocery shopping, all, all the good stuff. So I truly believe anyone can get it to 50%. I mean, there's house hacking, there's working harder, working smarter, there's working more than one job, there's um, ex- multiple revenue streams. There's literally no excuses in today's age, and especially if you're in the States, to get your savings of your annual income up to 50% or higher. So, I think the best way to look at it is it's it's 100% absolute proactive choice that you're making, whether it's it's ignorant or not, just because you don't know any better, um, is irrelevant. So through all these things that you'll learn throughout the channel and basically anyone else teaching personal finance is you personally choose how much of your money that you lose every day, every month, every year. You you make that decision, you make that choice. End of story. You can play the victim of circumstance mindset all you want. It'll never get you anywhere. Um, whether you're right or wrong, it's it's regardless whether you're in the right or wrong. It's if you think that way, uh, you're not going to be able to help yourself out of the situation by any means. So, um, I'm taking a sip of something that I don't think I should have on camera. Wink, wink. So I'm just hiding myself. Okay, maybe two sips. And if most people don't care that that's what I'm doing, let me know, and I'll just not hide myself in the future. Oh, that is delicious. Okay, where was I at? Let's get more into simple math instead of hearing me ramble on. Okay, so we're at 50%. We're gonna calculate that up. So what you're doing is you're saving $25,000 a year. Some people are probably like, "That's crazy. You can't do that." I wonder how much money you've lost paying on a car that was well out of your means, you didn't need, or even worse, the people that like get a new car every single year. That crap blows my mind. Like, I mean, I mean, if you're in a situation where you can just do things like that, and you know, your priorities and everything aligned, then, you know, more power to you. But if you're getting a new car every single year, and then you're closing in on the age at 50, and you're like, damn, I really wish I could retire. Well, you know, that's on you. Probably shouldn't have got a damn new car every single year. So, I mean, just with that one little change right there, look at this. You now, in just 25 years, have $1.2 million. 1.2 million. And let's do the dividend thing. So now you take your capital, um, from your gains, and you take 126. I'm not even gonna try and say it. It's 1.2 million, and you put it in an average of a 4% dividend yield. You now have $4,000 a month for the rest of your life in retirement. That's a beautiful thing. So as early as 50 years old, you're now retired. You're just retired. Now, I mean, everyone's situation is different, but I can guarantee you $4,000 a month, I'm gonna retire 100%. I'm, you know, like that's just the end of the road for me when it comes to working for somebody else. Um, so can you actually do 25,000? And let's see what the capital of that is too. Like, I always like seeing that. So, 25 years, 25,000. So 625,000 of that is yours. So essentially, in 25 years, you're doubling it, right? I'm not that retarded. Essentially doubling. Yeah, it's right at doubling it. So you're basically doubling your money, 2x over 25 years, in a very, very conservative way too, because any 20-year rolling average and over a century of historical market evidence, we get 8 to 12%. So this is the most conservative number you can come up with, and 25 years, 8%. I mean, let's do the let's roll the dice, and you got the 12%. Holy moly! You basically just doubled it again. You doubled it again. I mean, so you might as well just double the dividend figure, as well. Now you're basically at $8,000 a month in retirement, just over 25 years. Just if you save 50% of your income. Sorry, I blanked out there for a second. Yeah, so, um, this is a neat little retirement calculator. I would, um, but see, I have a feeling that, most people are sat down in front of one of these at one time and another, and, whatever mental gymnastics they have, subconsciously or consciously going on at the time, they never really truly let the calculator impact them to change their habits in any way. So, um, maybe we can throw out a few scenarios, a few different perspectives to hopefully you can have your epiphany moment where, it actually impacts you. So your habits change just a little bit enough to start embarking down a path like this. So, you have that wealth there for you, either for passing it down or for your retirement, whatever your main goals are. So, um, And then I just what the hell was I gonna say again? I don't even know. Another sip. I know I say this a lot, and if you're a frequent watcher, I apologize, but this is the main reason why I like the videos more than live streams because empathy. I feel like I waste a lot less of your time when I spend more of my time, editing the script and my speech and all that stuff. So you don't, you don't have to directly uh, be impeded by my live nonsense. Let's see what 10% is. I would assume it's, right down in the middle, but $1.6 million. dollars. 1.6 million. Let's see how much you'd be living off of on dividends with that. 5,300 bucks a month. Who can't retire on that? I mean, so 5,300 bucks a month. I'm definitely not saying this is a good life choice by any means, but it just gives you an idea of the things that are at your disposal. $5,300 a month. You could essentially cruise on cruise ships, like all-inclusive cruise ships where, you got your shelter and your food and, well, hopefully you already had, clothing and stuff. So you already have that in your suitcase. That is enough money to cruise every day for the rest of your life. And another thing is you probably should, have your house or something paid off by then too. So, but dang, the way taxes are getting, man, that's like a mortgage all on its own. Jeez. Um, where are we at? We've been doing this for. Isn't there a way to see how long we've been doing this? Really? It doesn't say anywhere. Oh, there it goes. 30 minutes. Um, I don't really feel like I have that much more. I think we're going to talk about like scenarios and perspectives, so hopefully it can impact you and you'll actually start building like a retirement or the effects of a retirement calculator into your everyday habits. How do I do that? How would we do that? Um, I don't know. Like I'm trying to think back, and I know for a fact I've seen these calculators before. Like as young as like 19, 20, 21 years old. Like when you get like your first like steady job, and you go to the HR department and you're setting up your 401k. You don't really understand what a 401k is yet or anything. No one taught you this crap. And you're going through the 401k screen and stuff. They have the neat little tools in there and stuff. This being one of them, a retirement calculator. And you know, you you punch in something more realistic like, you know, $50 a month, or let's go with $100 a month. Come on, that's realistic. Which is only 2.4% of your income. That's it, 2.4%. And you're sitting there looking at it like, man, I'm only 20 years old. I could go out and do so much. Like actually, yeah, it's coming back to me. That's like the exact shit. That's the exact crap I would tell myself. It's like, dang, $1,200. I'm only 20, 20s, early 20s. I can go do something with that. I can, you know, concert. I don't know. I mean, me specifically, I was trying to think of like 20-year-old scenarios, but me specifically, we actually went out and did things as a family. I had kids young, so we were always trying to do like some sort of family trip or family outing of some way, which I mean I feel like is really good priorities. But overall, looking back, you know, being more frugally responsible on some things to bring this little number up, these little numbers up right here a little higher, make a few little sacrifices, you know, that's so much more money for your family later down the road. I mean, I mean, let's look at this. Over 25 years, which more realistic since we're talking, we'll go back down to the 21-year-old scenario, is um to ever make the 50-year-old situation a possibility is your $1,200 a year, which is now what is that? 29 years? Yeah, 29 years is it's only $35,000 of your own money. So not even on average a full year salary of your average working years, you 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 3x it. You 3x what you invested to $108,000. Now, this isn't what was sitting there in front of me when I looked at it, or no one was sitting there telling me, the magnitude of, well, what if we bump this number up even a little bit more? Let's just like 10%. There's a hundred reasons looking back now that I could tell you of why this, and this would have easily been capable of and make so much more sense to have done. You're now looking at almost a $500,000 at 50 years old. Like even if you're not going to retire at 50, what can you do with $500,000? This is going to be right around the time, you know, your 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 children are grown. They're gonna need help with college or like a business venture or say that they want to go travel the world with you or like this right here is gonna help you do that. But not even getting to this number right here, you won't ever you won't ever get here. All right, yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling. That was 38 minutes. I truly believe I'm going to keep getting better at these live streams. I'm going to keep getting better at the videos. And if you stick around, the rich mentality will become more and more comfortable. Um, so yeah, stick around, and hopefully I can bring some value and help someone else along with this journey of where I'm just kind of helping myself. Thank you. See you guys.